As announced, we are joined now by Ivan Štefanec, MEP from the European People's Party. Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for having me.
So, what are your first thoughts?
Well, I'm shocked, as everybody in Slovakia, because it was a terrible attack, not only to Prime Minister, it was a terrible attack to democracy in Slovakia. So nothing similar happened in our history. So today it's a sad day for everybody in Slovakia.
Sir, many politicians are mentioning democracy. You just did that, and also Zuzana Čaputova did that, right? That it is an attack on democracy. However, some of Mr. Fico's policies were widely discussed, and I wonder what sort of happens now in Slovakia. I mean, how does the situation develop, right? Could develop.
Well, of course, every citizen is in shock, and we pray for recovering of Prime Minister. Even we have really different political views. This terrible attack, this is really attack to to our democratic institutions. This is not something what is personalized, but this is the attack for everybody. Therefore, every Slovak citizen is in a shock. Everybody is talking about that. Currently, I'm in Košice in Slovakia, basically campaigning for European elections. I stopped that like everybody, and we, together with all citizens, we condemn any kind of violence in Slovakia, and hopefully situation would improve and situation will become. That's our objective right now, to not stimulate any kind of violence, but to have really calm situation among all citizens.
Right, but that's what also Slovakian representatives have been referring to, that the tensions in the Slovakian society led to this assassination attempt today. But I'd like to ask you about the assailant. Do we know more about him? Because media have revealed that it's Juraj Čintula, a member of a paramilitary group that has some connections with Russia's paramilitary groups. So, do we know anything about motivations of this figure?
So far, I have only information from Slovak media, and I don't want to speculate about the reason for this horrible attack. I think everything what we do now, we have to focus on situation and to have it under control and to be calm in Slovakia. I think to have any reason for this horrible attack, there is no excuse, and I don't want to speculate. This is the work for police, and I do believe police will reveal who is behind this attack, what kind of ideology. But once again, this is the attack for everybody in Slovakia, and therefore the whole society is in shock. You are right that society has been polarized, and it showed also in national election. It showed in recent presidential elections that Slovak society is pretty polarized, but nobody expected such a horrible attack. So this is another level, and this is something what is wake-up call for everybody, that we cannot hate each other. We have to respect each other. We have to be more tolerant, and we have to understand also others' opinion. So this is really strong wake-up call for everybody here.
Yet, this kind of things do happen, right, in the world. I mean, Jair Bolsonaro was attacked in 2018. Then we had the killing of Shinzo Abe in Japan in 22. So I wanted to ask you about Prime Minister's security detail, because it seems like they weren't paying attention, and so I wonder if there will be consequences to that.
Well, I think yes, definitely. There was the learning that somebody made mistakes, and this is the role for the protection of Slovak representatives. So somebody failed, and it must have consequences in terms of having better protection of everybody in Slovakia, particularly every politician. So not only politicians should be more careful, but they should be much better protected. So I do believe that there will be some consequences also for protection of not only of government, but also of representatives in the parliament.
Well, we all hope that Prime Minister Fico will get well soon. But what is the current state of affairs? Who's leading the country now?
Well, based on our rules, there is his deputy, basically vice prime minister, who is doing all the jobs instead of him. But I think, as you said, what is now even more important, his soon recovery, and we wish him soon recovery to be back, and hopefully situation will lead to the calm situation and not to any kind of reinforcement of violence. It would be the worst situation for the country. So now I think it's time also to show up our unity and to show up all representatives from different political parties to show that what is the most important, this is protection of life. Particularly me as the representative of Christian Democrats, I not only respect the life, but I protect the life. And this is the most important issue which should unite us. Now it should be our common message to the society.
Absolutely, it is a tragedy on a human level, right? First and foremost.
So. Absolutely so. Now, Sally already asked you about political consequences of this crime. And as you said, we all hope for Robert Fico to get well soon, and he has his deputy to rule the country. But have there been any talks of a early election or something like that in the wake of today's situation?
Let me, Maciej, follow up on that. I was wondering, I mean, we don't know the motives of the assailant, right? But I mean, who could hypothetically benefit from that situation, right?
Well, once again, I don't want to speculate, and I do not think that early election would be solution. I think solution would be better protection of politicians, and solution should be that the whole society should be united against the crime. That's the solution, and that's the message to the citizens. We have to respect the democratic rules. We have to respect the result of elections. There is no doubt about that. But our learning is that, once again, we have to protect life, not only in terms of police. Police has to do respective jobs, but also the protection of politicians should be improved.
It is very sad that such a tragedy has to happen for people to unite.
Ivan Štefanec, thank you, sir, for being with us.
Thank you very much. Have a nice evening.